stories coming our way. Sibbal and Salve are currently engaged in a small heated argument. The mega Sena versus Sena legal battle is currently ongoing in the Supreme Court. Remember, those crucial pleas are being heard by the Supreme Court, which are filed by Eknath, Shinde and the Uddhav Thackeray camp. The Supreme Court has said that some of the issues we feel shall go to the larger bench. Now, the CJI N Ramana has led the Supreme Court bench today. The CJI has said that the problem is there are several issues that are important and that have to be decided by us. For more details, let's quickly go across to Siddhant Mishra, who's live from Delhi, and Mihir Trivedi, who's also live from Mumbai. Siddhant, if I could take my question from you in terms of the Supreme Court proceedings, how they are panning out, and we heard what the CJI has to say. Clearly, the matter seems to now stretch forward, and as the CJI hinted that this may just be taken to a larger bench, considering there's a whole gamut of issues which are now getting entangled.
Well, that's right. You know, you have Abhishek Manu Singhvi, you have Kapil Sibbal, you have Harish Salve, Mahesh Jethmalani, the best legal brains of country in one courtroom. And this is perhaps the reason that arguments and counter arguments are being put forth in the courtroom. Now, Mr. Salve makes this point that are we in such a hopeless situation that a man who cannot find 15 to 20 MLAs within his party has to be brought back by the courts. This is a strong point that that Harish Salve has made. And also Mr. Ramana, the Chief Justice of India, makes this observation. The problem is there are several issues that are important and that has to be decided by us. And in fact, now what Ananya is reporting is that there is a possibility of this particular case going to a larger constitutional bench comprising of 5 senior Supreme Court judges. So right now the consultation is going on, and in fact CJI has said that I have not passed an order for referring to a larger bench. I am thinking aloud. Singhvi is in favor of this particular case getting referred to a larger bench, and in fact CJI then says that I am not immediately constituting the bench. Please give the preliminary issues. So right now CJI is listening to both the sides. The 10th schedule of constitution is being cited.
Right.
Mr. Singhvi and Mr. Sibbal made this point that the 10th schedule was misused by Shinde camp, to which Harish Salve and Mahesh Jethmalani had given argument that how can a person be brought back to the party who doesn't have a support of 15-20 MLAs with him. So this was a point which was made, and this is perhaps the reason strong points are being made from both the sides. CJI has not decided, but he is thinking of referring this particular case to a constitutional bench.
All right, Siddhant, stay with us, because I'll also like to go across to Mihir right now, who's stationed outside Matoshri. Mihir, I'd like to ask you how this entire matter, or rather the battle, which is not just in the courtroom or limited to the courtroom, is also now reflecting in the party cadre, because the battle is also political, as we are seeing that Aditya Thackeray is all set to take off with his yatra tomorrow, which of course is titled Apla Bhagwa Apli Yatra, meaning our saffron, our yatra, and how they are now trying to actually reach out to those party cadres of Navi Mumbai and even from Thane, who had loyalties with Eknath Shinde.
Absolutely. As far as Eknath Shinde is concerned, he was considered the strong man and is still in fact the strong man of Thane and the adjoining areas. That was the kind of power given by the Shiv Sena to Eknath Shinde, and he really delivered to it. At this point, what we are seeing is a rift between the Shiv Sena, where Eknath Shinde walks away with all the MLAs, all the MPs, and also support at the grassroots level of the Shiv Sena, and that is a matter of worry for the Shiv Sena. They need to regain and reinforce that faith into the party cadre, not only in Mumbai, not only in Thane, but in all the adjoining areas, also interiors of Maharashtra, to ensure that when they are up and ready for the BMC elections, this kind of revolt and rebellion doesn't cost them dearly, because BMC is something which is very dear to the Shiv Sena. They have been, winning the BMC elections time and again, and ruling the BMC for decades now, and that is something they want to keep it to themselves, and of course ensure that the party is not over for good, and that is one of the worries of the Shiv Sena. Remember, and that is something also cited by the lawyers supporting Mr. Thackeray's camp. In fact, they are citing and highlighting some of the issues that they believe were very significant in this particular development that we've seen in the Maharashtra political crisis, where the MVA government had fallen and Eknath Shinde was sworn into power. This was done on the basis of the MLAs who were disqualified by the parties, but not much action has been taken. In fact, Mr. Sibbil also goes out to hit out at the speaker currently, Mr. Rahul Narvekar, stating that while he did appoint the chief whip requested by Eknath Shinde, not much action was taken on the disqualification notice, not much action was taken. So clearly there is some amount of bias is what he's pointing out, and that is what the matter is here. And now we know that the Honorable Chief Justice of India has seen several issues which need to be dealt with by the Supreme Court, taking a decision on it, and that's why a lot of hope is pinned up on the Supreme Court decisions. And even the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray is pinning all their hopes on that, because that will decide whether the Sena will stay intact, will the Thackeраys still have that power to keep that hold on the Sena or not.
We're going to talk about that as well. For now, let me also take one question from Siddhant. Siddhant, how is this now entire battle panning out? We're looking at 5 pleas. I'm talking about the legal battle, of course. We're looking at 5 pleas that the court, the Supreme Court is to hear, or rather is hearing. At the same time, you mentioned that the 10th schedule was also invoked by during the arguments. What is the significance of the 10th schedule?
Well, 10th schedule is for the anti-defection law, and from day one, Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray camp has been making this point that to form government, Shinde camp has to merge with some party. Now, there where they call violation of 10th schedule, because they have not merged with any party, they have directly formed the government. This is what Uddhav Thackeray camp has to say, and in fact, this is what their advocates are also saying in the court. Now, to which Shinde camp has to say that they are the real Shiv Sena. They are the Shiv Sena. They are not other faction. They are not some other group, or they don't have any intentions of getting their group of leaders with any other party. They are the real Shiv Sena. So this is a fight from day one, and the same fight is continuing in the courtroom, where Mr. Salve has made this point that how can somebody be brought back in the party if he doesn't even enjoy support of 15-20 MLAs. This is a very strong point that Mr. Salve has made. Also, also he is saying that there is no violation of 10th schedule in this particular case. This is what Shinde camp advocates are. These points are being made by Shinde camp advocates in the court. Now, Uddhav Thackeray has challenged the governor's decision to call the house for the floor test. He has also challenged why the suspension has not happened when the disqualification proceedings are going on against the 16 MLAs. He has also challenged the appointment of chief whip and the leader of the legislative party in Maharashtra by the speaker. So all these are the key points that have been raised in the Supreme Court. Now, in fact, CJI is thinking of referring the matter to a larger bench, because when matter is referred to a larger bench, it means that this is a very new form of political crisis in any state, and then only such matters are referred to a larger bench. So right now, CJI is consulting the other judges and in fact going through the merits of the case, listening to both the sides, what they have to say in their submissions.
Right.
But yes, there is a possibility of matter being referred to a larger bench.
All right,
Back
that
to
is
you.
something that the CJI has already hinted at. Having said that, many thanks, Siddharth.